This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer. To convince anyone to become a...
When you're high up, everyone can hear your voice.
Haven't you heard? There's a strange wanderer near Wolfendom.
There are...
There will definitely be something that catches your eye.
Time to go.
It's been a while since we first set foot on Inazuma. So many things have happened since then. Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today? Huh? What's up? for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? All right, let's convince him to calm down a little.
Teamwork is dreamwork! There is no escape!
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all? Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should... No, wait! Even...
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you. That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Well, one thing's for sure, right? Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go find Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back. Oh? What kind of hunch? A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other? Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything. Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there. Kazuha is.
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all. Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did?
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be? Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well-deserved. He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryou Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable. Thank you! Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryou Commission.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth. This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer. There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it. Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth. This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer. Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth. This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer. There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it. This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Time to go.
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt decree. We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're. In short, there came a. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just. Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to. However, would I be correct?
I can assure you that with the Kaidahara clan's you will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City.
I have grown accustomed, yet my ancestors did indeed take great.
I sense some hesitation. Should you accept this offer, I imagine.
Malicious rumor?
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaidahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking... No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
All the more reason to watch your back! This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
Welcome to Bonton Saga Detective Agency.
Hey there! We'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaedahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaedahara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaedahara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaedahara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
millions? Of Mora? Whoa! Oh, wait, even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaedehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads. I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaedehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right, then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma? Now there's a familiar name.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara...
Huh? You 2 know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the 2 clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects. Yes, you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori Festival.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of us has arrived at a different blade-making philosophy. spawning the development of different branches of the same art. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryo Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryo Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift. I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse, and neither of them came back. Yes, strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry, you have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Okay. Unlimited patience and willpower to move mountains. Okay. Unlimited patience and willpower to move mountains.
The wind knows me.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to...
I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out?
I'm afraid we don't have any new information. With this in mind,
For example, Paimon's struggling to...
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. Everything was fine when we first...
Uh-oh. What?
He lost his sense of restraint. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, and he wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like, I'm happy he has a hobby and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused...
Whoa!
and that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, his voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not indulged, and the next thing I heard was that our...
I see. I understand. Ame no Mayuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale...
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. even though I'm still a little mad at him. As long as he's willing to...
Please don't get upset. If collecting things, but the information we get... This situation...
A little confusing.
Let's try a change of scenery. Rest assured, we'll notify...
Thank you so much.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise the fire at the warehouse likely played a... Do you have any thoughts?
Well, nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
That is the most likely conclusion based on everything we... However, in this case, only one of the parties would have started the fire. That would make the other party innocent, and they would have no reason to hide themselves from the public. If this is indeed what happened, one fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there? Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
It's my first step in becoming an outstanding adventurer.
Time to go. Wait. I hear something,
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that... Oh, as sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were...
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in a...
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient... Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely the source of the Tatarigami. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
Could well be that he was already under... From what I've been told. But most will develop a stubborn... Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no clo... You needn't worry.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in.
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure that the warehouse...
All we can do now is keep two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where... Quiet your mind and Time to go. From this point, the main source of the Tatarigami...
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look. By the looks of it, well... According to this letter, Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight.
So...
He was not only... Whatever traces there may have been... Yes, if Amenoma...
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised for a practitioner. All the clues that it... I have a hype...
Wait!
I believe so. On with the search. He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points. Show yourself!
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is this. What's your problem, huh? What could...
Indeed, there should be no enmity between... But what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa, whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in it. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, or rather, as a means to occupy Amenoma Yuya.
You're sharper than Many, many years ago, as a descendant of the
I presume it has something to do with...
Indeed. At that, he was a bladesmith of And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also...
So... swords can become...
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharpened one. After the death of my I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power.
Ah, so Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but... When they got tired, or injured, or unusable,
You're awful!
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my... At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destiny. Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood again. Now, give your Solidified!
Ha! Everybody stand! Illusion shattered!
The wind knows me.
Submit to me!
Inazuma shines eternal!
Join me and sever that divine light!
Into the wind.
Me! Shall rewrite history!
One with nature.
Do not stand in my way.
Your bluff's fooling no...
Lost. I can never... Even if you defeat me here, he is but a puppet that can be... The end result is... And even if I were to, by any means...
Your fighting style. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and...
Really? You can tell...
As I've mentioned before, the form... Since the blade is current, if you ask me, the main...
Are you trying to claim... On his deathbed, he passed to me in that regard.
Because all of that... I've been wondering, now that I've seen in... After all the...
Oh, that's...
Only when Mr. Nagato... Well, that you were determined... I think you real... But the way I...
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away.
You returned to Inazuma to prove the even if you were to sever that divine light. Sure, you inherited the secrets of how could you
Silence! I must achieve my goal. I will concede that you are...
And you should face
Easy for you to say. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not... It is pointless.
How stubbornly you... I do not believe for a second.
What?
Very well. Then once we have dealt with them...
And as for your end of the...
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only... The cursed blade's strength, the power of the Tatarigami lies...
But
Even if things take a turn for the worse, we have a chance here to save an innocent
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful now.
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first. It's all right. So far, I will.
What should we do next?
We find some... Although this blade has endured much turmoil, if a blade built for... If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight.
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
All right.
What about Amenoma Yuya? What should we do with him?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey. Okay, fine. Just be careful.
shall protect the Lady of the Gleam.
Into the wind! One with nature! Leave everything on this journey to me.
Let's get down to business. The perfect distance. Feel my blade. Ha!
Into the wind! One with nature!
More! Finally,
The wind knows me.
There's more!
Clouds high. Birds call! Into the wind!
The fairy! How's this?
The wind knows me.
Finally,
How are you feeling?
I'm all right. Though he's making every effort to persevere.
Something up?
How strange. Let's keep going.
let's get down to
Into the wind.
There's
The wind knows me.
the fairy. Finally, hi, fairy. It's my lucky day.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night. One with nature.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. He cannot hold out much.
But
I will be careful. He's still trying to achieve his goal. Time to go.
I'm ready.
The wind knows me. Clouds high. The birds call. Into the wind.
It's over. Take this.
One with nature.
Cut down. Like this.
are you okay?
Yes,
The machine's grown
Perhaps this time?
true form? What are you talking? Is this the same blade as before?
If you choose to continue in the maybe you did truly. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is. I finally figured you wanted to, but regrettably, the only one who.
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep? Yup. We can help.
Don't worry, it's just more.
Let's get down to business.
The wind knows me.
How's this?
Into the wind.
Very
Falling leaves, adorn my night. One with nature.
You fought way better with your own.
You are a true Kaede. No one knew. I thought that it...
But in this too.
Indeed. Too much time has passed. Yours is the...
Actually, forging and this blade, skill. There is something else to Tarigami, though you tried to... I resisted it. I feel a great... The moment you embarked on this journey, you have known this for a long time.
He gave me everything. My life. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, do not worry from here on. How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has not... When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. A newly forged blade lay by.
Wow.
Indeed, he spent the rest of his... He felt intense, so he instructed all he wanted to show.
So that what? After that?
Right. This blade has... Yes. Time would not wait or stop because of his He seems to have calmed down, though.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numbed the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I...
You are finally seeing...
Since we agreed to the... But I still... So...
Hey!
It has to be done in this order. At least my physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening. Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior.
Oh?
I will release Ameno. You must have plenty.
Understood.
I see. I utterly If a duel can help, I do not wish...
There's no need to worry.
Thanks for your help.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could have... In any case...
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Crash. Yep, we still. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right, successor of Ishin art.
Successor of Amenoma,
Honored to cross blades with you.
it is my honor also.
The wind knows me. Time to go. One with nature. The wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
Thank you for the... Although he appears battered, his sense of
You also fought well. There are a few things that I shall leave him.
I must apologize.
You need not seek my... It is too late.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I strayed. I beseech you.
Yes.
Thank you.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want?
I'm not sure.
I am sorry to have troubled you.
A prized Ishin blade. But I have some good news as well.
Really?
Yes. Badly. And now that he...
I think I know what you want.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the...
Yes. He said he wants to take control.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's the... I have decided...
But...
Thank you. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's his consciousness.
Kagotsurube, it seems like deep only in the final.
Seems like he...
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished. I understand. Hearing his your quest to face the god after everything I will continue to support you from this.
Wait!
Oh, you're right. And it's also
You've returned. The Tenryou Commission...
Wow!
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted by means of a series of fortuitous events. And so, it looks like I will let the Kaidahara clan, were I to accept...
You miss...
I am aware.
Very well. However, if you
Great.
Where will you travel?
I'll probably... As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
Same mistakes over and over. New explorers make the same mistakes over
I
and
think
over.
this time it... The world remains... constant over the centuries. But human life is like the dew at dawn. Or above. Rising through water. Transitory.
Come, try some creative cooking.
All the... world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion.
A blade embraces its duty.
I stand... for it, alone and unchanging. Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever. The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
I await your instructions. A bl-
Stabilized!
Whirling snow! Yeah! Yeah! So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
Frostbite.
One with nature.
Take flight!
Freshness preserved. Too warm.
A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities.
take care of it. Let the show begin.
I'm going in! My apologies! Sakura Swirl! Yeah! So this is a day in the life of the Traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. So this is a day in the life of the Traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. So this is a day in the life of the Traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. I wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time.
The campaign begins.
I await your instructions.
No escape!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! The wind knows me.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Absurd! Illusion shattered! Huh?
Into the wind!
Now you shall perish! Shine down! No escape! Venture!
As one with wind and cloud! One with nature! Time to go.
Illusion shattered! Everybody stand back!
Into the wind!
Shine down!
It's fine. Fallen leaves, adorn my night! The wind knows me. Time to go.
Illusion shattered!
Into the wind.
Torn to oblivion!
One with wind and cloud. The wind knows me.
There is no escape!
Into the wind. Time to go.
Illusion shattered!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! Stay focused.
Everybody stand back!
The wind knows me.
Shine down!
Clouds high. The birds call.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
There is no escape!
Into the wind.
Light it up! I'm going in! Illusion shut! Shine down!
Fine, fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Illusion shattered! Ha! Teamwork is strength!
The wind knows me.
There is no escape!
Into the wind.
Shine down!
Clouds high, the birds call.
Take flight! Ha! Yeah! There is no escape! Everybody stand!
The wind knows me. Time to go.
Illusion shattered!
Embrace the ice! Whirling snow!
There is no escape!
As one with wind and cloud, into the wind.
Take flight! Whirling snow!
The wind knows me.
Illusion shattered!
I'm going in! Coming to art! Sumetsu!
Time to go.
Let's light it up! Yeah. Everybody stand!
Shine down!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Inazuma shines eternal!
with nature. Illusion shattered!
My apologies!
Into the wind! There is no escape! As one with wind and cloud, the wind knows me.
Teamwork is strength! Sakura swirl! Ha!
Welcome. How can I help you?
I will make you better.
Ah, ancient alchemy truly is
A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times. Can appreciate its true qualities.
Illusion shattered!
Everybody stand!
Into the wind!
Let's light it up!
There is no escape!
Clouds high. The birds call. The wind knows me.
Whirling snow! Going in! Embrace the ice! Everybody stand! Take flight! Sakura swirl!
Fallen leaves.
Whirling
Adorn
snow!
my nights!
Let's light it up! Yeah, I'm going in! Take flight!
Wind strike!
Whirling snow! adventure time! Everybody stand! Embrace the ice!
Be still.
My apologies! Much remains unfinished. Teamwork is strength. Take flight.
One with wind and cloud!
My apologies! A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
Illusion shattered! Wind strike! Fallen leaves! Adorn my neck!
Go in it! Hold the line!
Shine!
Now you shall perish!
One with wind and cloud!
Illusion shattered!
No one's joined me on an adventure in ages. Come on, let's go! Benny's adventure!